Hello, family. Welcome to the Launch Pod. We are all about helping creatives build businesses and make money doing what they love. Whether you are a photographer, filmmaker, graphic designer, a pencil artist, an editor, an animator, as long as you are a creative, this is the podcast for you. It's all about creative entrepreneurship. Our hope is that you will be motivated, inspired, and educated to become the better version of yourself. Welcome to today's episode. Productivity, success, work ethic. These are words that we have heard, and we admire people who have any of the three, if not all. However, sometimes we do not know this, that these people have a lot of discipline that has taken a lot of time to develop. When I started out as a creative and opened up my business, a lot of work just appeared and I had a lot of trouble managing all of it. Sometimes, which was most of the time, I got lazy. So I decided to replace the work with something fun like watching movies, going to visit friends, and etc. So as much as it felt good, it really hurt my business a big deal to a place of zero income. And I realized that I needed to plan to work, be productive, and still have time for fun things that brought meaning to my life. So I decided to research on ways to finish tasks whether I like them or not, and to make sure that I work on my business to growth. And finally, I got ways to remain productive. Number one is to have a schedule and task list. Lack of a plan is a plan to fail. I know you have heard this phrase, and yes, it is true, but let's put it in context. When you wake up, your body wants to continue to sleep, and every slight excuse makes it harder to wake up and start work. This includes the thought process of what do I do for the day? One of the biggest resistance to productivity is lack of a plan. When you don't have a schedule planned out prior, you give your mind more work that it does not want. Remember, our brain is trying to work as little as possible, and so it will resist thinking and you will eventually procrastinate. I really struggled to always start my day, especially when I had not planned it on the previous day. And that is when I realized that I needed to reduce thinking on what to do when I wanted to work. I had an easier time when I walked to my computer to an already planned task and it was just starting. It doesn't have to be complicated. You can use a notebook, sticky notes, or a software. For me, I use Notion and I have all my tasks written down in the order that I will do them. When I finish a task, I slide it to the done column, and I do that for every task one by one. What has happened over time is that I have become more productive and I have made it a habit to always plan my task prior and write them down to make my start easier. Try it and let us know what you find out. Number two is start from the hardest to the easiest. There are always tasks that are harder than others because they need a lot of effort. Or maybe we don't like them, or sincerely, they are hard to do. Most of these tasks make us procrastinate our work, even if they are very important. For example, I hate editing and this makes it a very hard task for me. However, I have to do it because it's important to my business. It's like this YouTube video you're just watching. Then I realized that I needed to allocate this task the time when I'm highly focused and energetic, and that is in the morning. So I decided to always have the hard tasks done first when I am fresh and full of energy. And this is what I realized. When you finish hard tasks first, you will always have this feeling of success, and to make those other tasks a walk in the park. Yes, it's crazy, but it's pure psychology. Because the feeling of success is good, your brain wants to have another success just like the first one, and so it will reduce resistance for the tasks that follow. This is how you become more productive after all. Brian Tracy, one of the famous productivity coaches, calls it swallowing the frog. Metaphorically, it means at the end of the day, you will have to swallow the disgusting frog, whether you like it or not. So why don't you just do it the first thing in the morning? That hard task you will have to finish it. Why not do it the first thing in the morning? Next, you need to reduce all your distractions. The world is packed with a lot of noise and things that distract us to always hook us up away from work. Unfortunately, or fortunately, they have been packed in our daily devices like computers, phones, iPads, watches, and TVs. The biggest distractor in the current era is the internet, and our social media and communication platforms take the center stage. The best codes and scientists have been hired to design these platforms so that they can capture your attention and hook you for the whole day. Even before you leave your bed, there is an email notification, an Instagram notification, a Twitter notification on your phone. And when you start looking at those notifications, you are hooked till sunset. However, we need to train our brains to consume at allocated specific times. We need to discipline our brains. One way to deal with distraction is to put them off. Have all your social media apps closed, your devices on silent mode, and put them away from your sight or view. As long as you have a task, let your devices and notifications be turned off to give you maximum concentration. This also includes things like music or people making noise. However, this depends on the person. There are those people who have to work with music in their ears, and there are those who need dead silence to work. Using the best way you can, try reduce distractions. Just do it and you will notice an increase in your productivity for sure. Next, you need to have breaks. When our brain works continuously for long hours, it becomes tired and you will notice a decrease in creativity and concentration. When I worked for 3 hours without a break, I noticed that my work had a lot of mistakes and I had to redo almost half of the work. So I decided to do a study, and this is what I realized. My brain got tired after 60 minutes, and from that time, I was struggling to think and get creative. Once I took a break of 5 minutes and came back, I could work for an hour and 30 minutes. Surprisingly, my concentration time was increasing as I continued, and that is when I realized that you train your brain to increase its concentration time. In the 5 minutes break, I don't open my phone. I just walk out, breathe fresh air, or either have a bathroom break or refill my glass of water. The mistake you can make is have a glance at your social media platforms. Once you pick your phone, the distraction comes in and it will be difficult for you to start work again on the next cycle. This is how you start. Go and get a working structure or plan that works for you. Your concentration might be longer than mine, and that will be great. And even if it's shorter than mine, with time your brain will learn to concentrate for longer hours as long as you follow a plan and a schedule. Finally, stay healthy to stay alert. If your body is healthy, then the better your productivity is. However, there are many ways to improve your health that are best given to you by your physician. The best and the first should be hydration. Our bodies need water to remain active. One of the practices you should have when working is always having a bottle or glass of water next to your working space, and you refill it during your breaks. All we are trying to do is make sure that the body, and more specifically the brain, is in its right state to work without any resistance whatsoever. Once you have mastered that, you can increase your health practices. You can add home workouts before you start work. A walk during your long breaks, running on the treadmill if you don't have a place to run from, press-ups, sit-ups, and more that you can research on. Make sure that your body is active to increase blood circulation to your brain. This will help in better concentration periods. Once you have had a very busy and productive day, our brains are left exhausted, and it's only fair that you give it a rest. And that is where sleep comes in. Most creatives forfeit sleep with an excuse of a lot of work, pulling off all-nighters, and this affects your productivity the following day. The best way to have a good rest is sleeping early to wake up early. Train your body to sleep early, and if you can't have a specific time to sleep, and stick to it. You will realize that you will not struggle to wake up or have to take a nap in the middle of the day because you got sleepy. In fact, this should have been the number one point. Always have enough sleep if you want your next day to be productive as you wish. Let's not use our body inappropriately and expect it to give it an easy time while working. Make sure that you sleep at least 7 hours a day to have your body refreshed and rejuvenated for the next working day. Once you have practiced all these points we have talked about in this video, you should see your productivity increase and accomplish more during the day than you have ever had before. You just need to have a decision to start and don't procrastinate. Every time you procrastinate, you also procrastinate on your success and your results. Hope you will have a success as you try to increase your productivity, and I would love to get your feedback and questions on the comment section below. Hope this episode has been of value to you. I'm glad that you stayed with us till the end. We urge you to listen to the rest of the episodes and you will gain a ton of value. Also, we have a YouTube channel. Use the link in the description section to watch our videos and don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, remember to learn, practice, and create. It's your responsibility to be successful. Cheers.